your one and only. Frank Edward.
Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Welcome to another lesson today. Today we'll be going through spelling checking and content translation in MS Word. Before we move on, let's recap about our previous lesson. Previously, we learned about how to use the find and replace command in MS Word. So let's try and recap. We said the find, as the name suggests, it helps us to find a word, a phrase, or a sentence easily and simply. Okay, and we learned about a shortcut which was Ctrl+F, which is to find. Look at the navigation bar over here. So this video or this document is about video production. So let's say I want to find a word which is video. I just type it in the navigation bar over here. That's video, and it has generated numerous statements or sentences which contains the word video. Okay, so this is how we use the find command, and it has even indicated that there are 57 results of video in this document. All right. Okay, so if we were to go through this whole document one after the other, line by line, to fish out all these videos, it would have been a tedious work, because this document contains 3,188 words. So imagine going through all these words. No, it would have been a very difficult task. Okay, and we have the replace. The replace, as we all know, the command is Ctrl+H. The replaces, as the name is, you can replace a word with another. Let's say the video, I want to change the video and make it maybe a movie. Okay, so this is video, so I want to make it movie. So video, I want to make it, replace it with movie. So with this, wherever Microsoft Word runs and it finds any place where the word is video, is going to change it. Okay, so you can either choose replace all or replace. When you choose replace all, it will replace everything in the document, but if you only choose replace, it will replace only one. So let's try and replace all. All right, you see the number given us when we use the find is the same number given that there are 57 words which have been replaced. Okay, all right, and when you come here, you see that yes, movie, video has changed to movie. All right, so let's try and find the number of movies available if you would get the 57 movies. All right, movie, you see we are having the results to be 57 as indicated. So it's very good to use this to make your work very much easy and fast. Okay, whenever you are dealing or using the Microsoft Word, these are certain features which will help you to make your work very easy and fast. Okay, so at the home tab, okay, there is a group which is the editing group. That's where you locate the find and replace. Okay, as you all can see from this part, this is where the editing grouping is. So at the editing grouping, we have find, you see, we have the replace, and we have the select. All right, so based on what we did, we are going to move on and progress to a different topic, which is spell checking. So When you don't want to find and replace errors in a document, you can use the spell checking to check and correct all the errors without you going through. Okay, so this brings us to our topic for today, which is spell checking and content translation. Let's look at the instructional objectives. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to state 3 ways to identify misspelled words and grammar error in a Word document correctly using a computer. Okay, you should correctly identify the 2 used to spell check grammar in a Word document using a computer. Identify the translation tool from your computer and use it to translate a Word document from English to French accurately. Okay, so these are the objectives. These are what's expected of you after this lesson. So you should be able to identify when there is a misspelled word, word in a document and a grammatical error. You should be able to know. You should be able to identify the tool that's used to correct these errors. You should be able to use the translation tool, as we are going to do today. We are going to treat all this today. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's move on. Spell checking a document in MS Word. This work, as usual, is presented by the group 19 of the IT 300G class. God bless you. Let's continue. Spell check. So what do you think spell checking a document is? To spell check a document, spell checking identifies and corrects misspelled words in a document. It also allows you to search a document yourself for words you know you have misspelled. Okay, sometimes you can go over the words when you are using the spell check. You can look through the words. When you use the tool, you can look through it and say, maybe this word I want to maintain it, this one I want to change it. Alright, Microsoft Word uses spelling and grammar feature to check spelling and grammatical error. So the tool which we use to check the spelling and grammatical error in Microsoft Word is called the spelling and grammar. Alright, okay, Word checks spelling and grammatical error behind the scenes. So whilst you are working, you are typing, Microsoft Word will be checking. Alright, Microsoft Word will be checking everything whilst you are typing your document, creating your things. Microsoft Word will be doing the back scene job. Alright, as you type, the spelling and grammar checker checks the text and then mark possible errors with wavy lines. Okay, so if you have made a mistake with what you are typing, if there is an error in your word, your grammar, it will be identified using a wavy line with a particular color. Okay, so let's look at the color. Alright, identifying errors in a document. We've already said you only locate the errors when there is a wavy line under your words. Okay, so a red wavy line, as you can see here, a red wavy line underline indicates possible error. A green wavy line underline indicates possible grammatical error. A blue wavy line indicates a possible wrong punctuated text. Alright, so when you see red, red is spelling. When you see green, green is grammatical. And when you see blue, blue is wrong punctuations. All right. So how do we correct an error? If I'm typing, if I'm creating a document and there are errors in it, how do I correct them? Using the tool which is spelling and grammar. Okay, first you have to right click on the word. You have to right click on the word. As we all know how to right click on the mouse button, you need to right click on the right. That's the right part. Okay. A list of suggestions appear from which you choose a replacement. Otherwise, ignore. The reason why we are saying otherwise ignore is that some of the words, the application or Microsoft Word may not know it, but some things or some words are based on a person's culture. Okay, just like we Ghanaians, there are certain names and pronunciations and words in our country which are not known to the Microsoft Word. Alright, like my surname is not known to Microsoft Word, so it will underline it that it is incorrect. But if you know it's correct, you ignore it. But if you don't know the correct thing, then you choose from the correct ones. Okay, so below we are going to see an illustration of how the spelling and grammar check was done. Alright, from this chart you can see we wanted to type Martin, which is the name of a person, but instead of making it Martin, we brought an L after the T, which is wrong. Alright, so this is the correct thing. So we right clicked on it and we had a list of suggestions. Alright, so we would demonstrate all this after we are done with the full session. Okay, and this for grammatical error, checking grammatical error. You know, the spell checker allows, not allow, this is grammar, allows you to correct spelling of words, but we made it the spell checker allow, and the machine realized that no, the English we are speaking is bomb, so it gave us a list of options to choose from. Alright, so illustration below has a grammatical error. In the same way, right click and choose from the options. Alright, sometimes you might not want to go through this as you type your document. Sometimes you want to finish everything before you correct all the grammatical error. So this is the procedure to do that one too. Okay, to check an entire document, or sometimes you didn't do the work, someone did it and he or she has brought it for you to edit it. So how are you going to edit it? So you just have to open the Word document. First, there are two steps. You can use the keyboard shortcut, which is F7, and you can also use the mouse going through certain procedures, which is one, you select review tab, and in the proofreading group you select spelling and grammar. Alright, so when you select the spelling and grammar, the spelling and grammar taskpane will appear on your right. So on your right you see the taskpane. The spelling, it first checks the spelling, the errors in the spellings in the document. After it will try to detect some grammatical errors in your document. Okay, as we did it, we've already explained this. Alright, so when you want to keep it, you can select maybe add. Sometimes you can add some words to the machine's dictionary, so that next time you are doing it or you are typing the same word, it will not give you an error message. Alright, okay, so when it is done, you have to select OK. You press OK to complete it. Alright, so this is a sample. So this a Word document, a sample Word document. So there is error here. The machine thinks the task pane is wrong. Alright, and the spellings, the machine thinks is wrong. So let's see how we would do it. You can press the F7 to do it automatically. It will check through automatically. You can also go to the review. This is the review tab. So you see, this is the review tab. When you press on the review tab, when you select it, you see the proofreading grouping. So from the proofreading grouping, you can see spelling and grammar over here. So that's what we need. So you just have to select the spelling and grammar. Alright, so after selecting the spelling and grammar, this task pane will open for you to make your correction. Alright, and as you can see, the red bar. Alright, so after the task pane is open, you see a list of correction here, like a list of suggestion that maybe this is not correct, this is what you are trying to mean, is it correct? So you can choose to ignore it when you know what you are doing is right, but when you know what you are doing is wrong, you check through and you select, you change. Alright, you can also add a word to a dictionary, the machine's dictionary. Alright, that's the ignoring and adding commands. And you have the change, which is to make correction. Okay, so for now, let's look at a demonstration of what we've done. Alright, so let's try and make some grammatical and spelling errors here. The movies. Okay, alright. Alright, so we can see our lines here. Alright, so here you can just right click and choose from this list. You see a list has shown. We have movies, we have movies, we have movies. Alright, so from this one you can just right click and choose movies and it will be done. Alright, this is the first step we learned, and you can also right click on the grammatical one. You see it is suggesting that the A shouldn't be capital. This is a grammatical error. Alright, okay, so this is the first step. Let's see, when you press F7, you see it has opened the task pane straight. Alright, so we can also use the review tab. You go to the review, you select spelling and grammar. Alright, so this is the spelling and grammar task pane. So you can choose to ignore, you can choose to ignore, or you can choose to add. When you add, this one will be a word in your Microsoft Dictionary. Alright, you can choose to also change it. Alright, so I can choose to change this one to, I can choose to change the also to, and I have to press OK. Alright, thank you for watching.
Nothing do me. It's your one and only. Frank.